nothing neutral about Beyonce. Everything from her image to her fame to her success to her look below is bought and paid for. Screams artificial, fake, enhanced, trying too hard.
Who said that?
Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly.
Why is everybody coming for Beyonce? That's what I want to know. You know, leave her the fuck alone. Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan.
Decided to stick her big toe into the lane.
Okay, I don't know what it is, but it appears to be a setup for her doubters.
So Beyonce's just out here minding her business, dropping an Americana denim campaign, just wrapped up Cowboy Carter concert tour, and suddenly every bored conservative pundit on cable TV decides it's open season on her. From Piers Morgan pulling the Marilyn Monroe card to Megyn Kelly calling her a clown without saying the word to straight up accusing her of building her whole career on Jay-Z's checkbook. Y'all, it's messy. And when Beyonce flips that criticism right into her stage visuals, oh, you know Mama Tina had to step in. But Megyn Kelly's fixation didn't start with Levi's. This thing runs deeper, and the more you connect the dots, the more it looks like Megyn's built herself a whole side hustle off of dragging Queen Bey, or may we say an obsession? She ain't no diva. And trust me, once you see how far back this obsession goes, you'll never hear the word just asking questions act the same way again. Y'all, it's about to get heated. Y'all, it's even fun to just picture it. Beyonce's on her world tour, thousands of fans screaming, lights hitting just right, and then on the big screen, a familiar face pops up. Not Jay-Z, not Blue Ivy, no, Megyn Kelly.
Decided to stick her big toe into the lane.
Yeah, y'all, Beyonce literally runs a clip of Megyn talking greasy about her right there for the world to see. Is it a petty queen move? Maybe. A genius one? Absolutely. In the clip, Megyn's whining about Beyonce sticking her toe into country music like it's some sacred pond only she can fish in, a white one to be precise. Now, most people could have kept it cute and ignored it, but B, she said, cool, let's make it a part of the show. The audience laughs, boos, and cheers at the same time. It's definitely a moment. And Megyn's reaction? Instant meltdown mode.
Believe it or not, in addition to all your great viewers, Beyonce is watching, and she's got tissue paper thin skin and was very deeply offended, Paul, that we had a discussion not recognizing Queen Bey as the new ruler of country music, that we might have had a couple of doubts about whether she would revolutionize this genre that's been around for a long time.
Of course. On her show, she's suddenly the victim of the untouchable Queen Bey. And yeah, you heard that right, she calls Beyonce tissue paper thin-skinned and accuses her of parading her victimhood for the world to see. By the way, Queen Bey is just a nickname and she never claimed that she is the new ruler of anything. Then Megyn goes on to say this.
Opposite of Sydney Sweeney's ad, quite clearly there is nothing neutral about Beyonce. Everything from her image to her fame to her success to her look below is bought and paid for. Screams artificial, fake, enhanced, trying too hard.
Who said that?
Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly.
Whether she would revolutionize this genre that's been around for a long time before she decided to stick her toe into it. And she decided to take that clip and parlay it into her victimhood, how people have doubted her as she becomes the country queen.
Not her trying to accuse Beyonce of clout chasing while she's running the same clip on her show for clicks. That's like setting your own house on fire and then billing the neighbors for the smoke damage. Well, Megyn claims Beyonce had to scour the internet to find anybody who offered any criticism and picked her. Sis, you've been throwing shade at this woman for years. She didn't have to dig. You hand-delivered the hate every few months, like it's an Amazon Prime subscription. And the gag is, the clip Megyn's so mad about wasn't even that vicious by her standards, but now she's out here milking the Queen Bey attacked me storyline. Meanwhile, Beyonce's on stage unbothered, dancing on beat, and collecting stadium-sized checks. Partner, let me upgrade you. Now, while Beyonce's out here keeping it artistic, Mama Tina is loading up the verbal artillery. Tina Knowles jumped on Instagram with the post so sharp, it might as well have been dipped in hot sauce. Got hot sauce on her bag, swag. She said she gave back to her community. She never used someone else's name to get publicity or attention for herself. She also has never constantly criticized others' looks, talent, or character, and minds her own damn business. And then that one line that shook the timeline, if she helped you stay relevant or get your name in the press, you're welcome. Well, she didn't name any names at the time, but when that shoe fits, wear it, Megyn. Tina's no stranger to protecting her kids in public. She's been a front row general in this war. Whether it's snapping back at lies or celebrating their wins, she plays both defense and offense like a pro. And you can tell this wasn't just about a Levi's campaign. This was about years of coded digs and double standards and people using Beyonce's name for clout. And the way she delivers it, y'all, it's a masterclass in maternal loyalty. She didn't cuss or rant, she just dropped them facts, sprinkled them with some shade, and walked away like a boss. But here's the fun part. Beyonce actually keeps her mama in check. Tina herself admitted on the Sibling Revelry podcast, I'll post like 25 videos and then I'll get a call from Beyonce like, Mama, can you not post so much? Like, come on now. When are you ever gonna stop? You're doing too much. She laughed about it, saying she's always right up in front at the concert, screaming and recording, watching not just Beyonce, but granddaughters Blue Ivy and Rumi on the stage.
How do you manage being mom, the dynamic of mom and daughter when you're together a lot of the time?
You know, it's her show, it's her stuff. She runs the show, but, you know, I have sense enough to know that that's her stuff. She grew up hearing all the time, this is my and so that's her favorite thing, is this is my at the end of the day. But we get along really, really, really well.
But don't let that grandma glow fool you. Tina's been seeing the superstar energy since Beyonce was 7. As she told Glamour, little shy B got on stage for a talent show and instantly transformed.
Beyonce was 7 and her dance teacher put her in a talent show with bigger kids, like all the way up to high school. And I was like, that's not fair because she's only 7. And she went in and she was shy. And I mean, she got on that stage and commanded the stage. And my husband and I were like, who is that? You know, because the confidence came and the joy. I could see it.
So when Megyn Kelly, Piers Morgan, or any other talkhead tries to drag her baby, Mama Knowles will speak up. Like, okay, ladies, let's get information. But wait a minute. How on earth did we get so many people dragging B through the dirt this summer, though? It all started when Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle and cutesy little spot built around the pun good jeans.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans.
You see what I did there, right?
Cute, right? Well, not everybody thought it was cute. Some folks clocked that the narration highlighted her blonde hair and blue eyes and started pulling the eugenics card. Think pieces dropped faster than TikTok trends, and words like Eurocentric and tone deaf were flying around.
Sydney Sweeney and American Eagle are being accused of promoting eugenics in this new ad.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Even American Eagle had to jump in, posting, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. It isn't always about the genes, her story. Great genes look good on everyone. But here's where it gets a little messy. Conservatives rushed to defend Sydney, brushing off the backlash like it was overblown. It's just a jeans ad. Y'all are reaching, they said. Well, fast forward, Beyonce drops her Levi's Americana campaign that's been out for a while. Denim on denim, motorcycle exit, pure boss energy, and suddenly the very same conservatives are outraged.
Not nothing, we weren't trying to be racial at all, whatever the case may be. But anyway, so Megyn Kelly gets online because Beyonce posts her photo in her good jeans. And Megyn Kelly says this is opposite of what Sydney Sweeney's ad. This is opposite of Sydney Sweeney's ad. Quite clearly, there is nothing neutral about Beyonce. Everything from her image to her fame to her success to her look below is bought and paid for.
Megyn Kelly calls it artificial, fake, and trying too hard. Others accuse her of trying to be white and appropriating white culture. Piers Morgan jumped in with the Marilyn Monroe nonsense. Y'all, we'll get to that in a little bit. But it's fine when Sydney gives you blonde hair, blue eyes, and denim, but when Beyonce does it, it's a national emergency? Let's be real here. The only thing changing here is the skin tone. The double standard is very loud though. Black women have to be perfect, original, and humble all at once, while white women get celebrated for the same thing plus a stock boost. And it's not just about hypocrisy, it's a pattern Megyn Kelly has been happily feeding for years. So if you thought that this was just a one-time clapback, well, Megyn's obsession with Beyonce runs way deeper than Levi's. See, that Levi's ad wasn't just the start of Megyn Kelly's Beyonce problem. It was just the latest round in a fight Megyn's been shadowboxing for years. And when you dig into her history, the pattern is very clear. She's been running her mouth about race, black culture, and black women's place in America like it's her God-given brand.
I want to begin with 2 words. I'm sorry.
After making some controversial comments earlier this week on her morning show, Megyn Kelly's career at NBC News is in limbo.
So there was a controversy on The Real Housewives of New York with Luann as she dressed as Diana Ross and she made her skin look darker than it really is, and people said that that was racist. And I don't know, I thought, like, who doesn't love Diana Ross? She wants to look like Diana Ross for one day. I don't know how, like, that got racist on Halloween.
Yes, y'all, this is the same woman who got fired from NBC after going on live TV and asking, what is racist? When discussing blackface, as in white folks painting themselves to look black before adding, back when I was a kid that was okay, just as long as you were dressing as a character. And y'all, even NBC couldn't protect her after that one. But here's the thing. This wasn't just some rookie mistake. Megyn's been out here saying Jesus was white, Santa was white, Michelle Obama was Obama's baby mama. Yes, y'all, she said that on air. She defended cops slamming black teenagers to the ground, and she pushed the thug mentality stereotype. And when Michelle Obama spoke about discrimination, Megyn dismissed it as a culture of victimization and called it a cupcake nation.
We are seeing more and more a culture of victimization in this country, Michelle. And I mean, I call it Cupcake Nation. That's what we're turning into, a Cupcake Nation.
And yet somehow she's still positioned as a serious journalist while tearing into Beyonce's artistry and calling her a fake clown. Girl, bye. Oh, and let's not forget that 2025 comeback tour going after Jimmy Kimmel and Sarah Silverman for wearing blackface years ago. The irony though, right? She defended blackface on national TV in 2018. Now suddenly she's the morality police? She even had the audacity to say that she was unfairly canceled and that they were the real problem. This is why her attacks on Beyonce feel personal. Beyonce is a cultural institution and a super successful black woman. And for someone like Megyn, who's built a career off of playing into white grievance politics, tearing B down as a way to feed the same audience that cheered for her. The Jesus is black and Santa is white segment. So when she sees Beyonce in a cowboy hat leaning into Americana, headlining stadiums while putting her face in the visuals, of course Megyn loses it. And trust, this isn't about denim or country music or Sydney Sweeney. This is about long-running obsession with undermining black women who refuse to shrink themselves. Now, you need to see how this whole thing got extra ridiculous though. As if Megyn's digs weren't enough, Piers Morgan decided to crash the party, and he went straight for the absurd. Reacting to Beyonce's new Levi's campaign, Piers fired off in an X post, very disappointed to see Beyonce culturally appropriating Marilyn Monroe in her new Levi's ad. Now let's set the scene, okay? In the ad, Beyonce serving all denim realness, a laundromat moment, a diner shift, and a Canadian tuxedo, a game of pool. Sure, her hair is styled with a hint of Monroe-ish glamour, but cultural appropriation? What culture? One fan clapped back perfectly saying, Marilyn Monroe is not a culture. She's a public figure and a pop icon. Emulating her aesthetic is no more cultural appropriation than a British man dressing like James Dean. Beyonce channeling Monroe is a homage, something white celebrities have done with black icons for decades without critique. The selective outrage reeks of double standards. Another ex-user said less. Boy, I know you ain't effing talking right now. Serving the pic of Morgan and Ghislaine Maxwell. If you know, you know. Epstein list. And that's the truth. When Madonna cosplays Josephine Baker or Gwen Stefani borrows from Shaka Khan, it's artistic influence. But when Beyonce, a black woman, plays with the imagery of white Hollywood icons, suddenly it's fake and desperate. The irony, because Marilyn's entire image was manufactured. The blonde bombshell look was bought, dyed, and styled. Same as Beyonce's decades-long use of blonde hair, which by the way has been her standard signature since Destiny's Child. So when the Beehive swarmed Piers, he backpedaled extra hard. I would say I can't believe anyone took my obvious Beyonce joke post seriously, but I forgot the woke brigade have no sense of humor. He ain't no diva! Y'all, a joke after the fact is just a bad take in witness protection, and coming right after Sydney Sweeney's ad got right-wing love letters even from Donald Trump, calling it the hardest ad out there. The hypocrisy is screaming. But yet through it all, Beyonce barely blinks, because when Mama Tina's riding shotgun, it's not her daughter she's defending, it's black culture. And that's where the story stops being about denim ads and starts being about power. Tina Knowles' voice hits different now. When Beyonce responds, she does it through her art. But Mama Tina says it in plain English, tags you without tagging you, and lets the public decide if the shoe fits. When she wrote, if she helped you stay relevant or get your name in the press, you're welcome, that was an industry read. Tina's been in the game long enough to know exactly how many careers have been padded with Beyonce's name in the headline. And that's exactly what Tina was talking about in recent Forbes interviews. She broke it down, plain. Black mothers aren't just raising kids, they're building infrastructure. She spoke about doing hair out of necessity to support her family and sewing costumes late at night and launching businesses like House of Darion as a legacy play. Entrepreneurship shaped me as a mother by giving me confidence and the knowledge that I could financially care for my children. Being a mother motivated me to be successful, to leave a legacy for them, setting an example of strong work ethic. Yo, she knows the economic stakes. She talked about $300,000 in lifetime earnings black caregiving mothers lose due to systemic inequities, and how that's why she pushes for financial planning, generational wealth, and unity among black women. Black mothers have to be conscious of taking space for themselves, being more vocal about their contributions and not feeling like it's okay to not be recognized or seen. There is power in numbers. So yeah, when you've seen your child face decades of racially coded attacks, you're not letting some cable TV relic rewrite the narrative. And that brings us to her social media clapbacks. She's called out trolls without hesitation and made it clear that the line was crossed. Tina admitted, my kids are like, Mom, don't answer those crazy people, just ignore them. But sometimes it just gets to be too much, and I have to say what I have to say, especially when you mess with my grandchildren. I'm coming for you. Yeah, y'all, black women often have to swallow their pride to soften their voice, and Tina flips that script on his head, knowing when to lean in and lay down the law, not with anger, but with unwavering purpose. Because Megyn's fixation didn't start with Levi's. She's built an empire persona around telling it like it is as a white woman who isn't afraid to call out powerful black figures, especially women. And Beyonce, she's the biggest cultural prize Megyn could bag. But here's where it backfires. Every time Megyn takes a swing, Beyonce just folds it into the performance. The country tour visuals, the nods to critics in her shows. She turns their outrage into part of the art.
Decided to stick her big toe into the lake.
And now, with Blue Ivy already performing on stage and Rumi getting vocal lessons, Tina's not just defending her daughter, she's building a fortress around the next generation of Knowles Carter women.
You sound so pretty. Oh, you want to do it again? You're like mommy, huh?
I want to do that again.
Oh,
it feels good.
It feels good?
So when Beyonce is telling Tina, Mama, can you not post so much? That's not just a funny family story, but a window into how intentional they are about protecting the brand, the artistry, and the women behind it. So Megyn can keep trying to bait her, and Piers can keep trying to make jokes. The double standards will keep showing, but the Knowles Carter camp has one rule. They control the narrative. Cozy within their skin. Cozy. Well, Tina's just flipping that narrative script in real time, turning every headline into a clapback and every dig into a history lesson. So now the question is, are we really finally ready to hear it? What do y'all think?